Sustainability is value. So where does the value come from? There's two places you can generate value from. You can generate value by making something cheaper, or you can create value by creating something that you get more from what you spend. When it comes to the Owners Academy, what they need to be is in the services market on the value proposition that increases the output. What kind of output are we talking about? Better hemoglobin A1Cs, keeping patients out of the hospital, keeping patients out of the prison system, less recidivism, less behavioral health issues. And so it's taking the medications and optimizing them so that you can express that value, so that it's not about, hey, I need to cut your rates in order to prove value because I'm just going to spend less on the drugs. It's that you're going to get much, much more out of the drugs for what you're already spending on the drugs. It's a different equation.
The future of pharmacy is really a service-based profession. We are now looking at providing service and care beyond the medication in your bottle. We feel our role as a pharmacist is to be collaborating and working with other healthcare providers in taking that care for our complex patients, chronically ill patients, who need more services than just having a prescription filled cheap, accurate, and fast.
How is that going to benefit the patients?
It benefits the patient by getting a better understanding of their medication, increasing their adherence. When you know your medication and why you're taking it and the reasons behind it, you get a much stronger buy-in in staying true to that medication and that therapy.
What is the value of a patient going to a local pharmacy as opposed to a mail-order pharmacy?
Well, what's great about owning your own pharmacy or being a pharmacist in an independently owned pharmacy is you have the flexibility and the drive to change as the needs of our patients change. As new needs and services are required, it's usually a decision just by the owner and their staff to how they can fill that need for that patient and improve their care.
From the academic side, the future of pharmacy is how do we align our skill set better with patients? So one way to think about that is quality care and value-based models. So how we're teaching our students and how the opportunities are going to come about in the future is we're going to align ourselves not by a volume-based activity, so for example, how many prescriptions we fill, but how we take care of the patient. So all of the other outcomes that are important not only to the patient, but also to the healthcare system as a whole. And this is how we need to begin to align our services.
Tell us how pharmacy students are prepared by the universities when they come out.
Pharmacy students are prepared very robust in many different ways. So they obtain a specific skill set that allows them expanded clinical tools, but also communication tools as well. So we might have the best plan and idea for the patient, but if we don't approach it in the correct manner and way, we might fall short in our goals. But pharmacy students today not only have the hard skills, the clinical skills, but also developing the very important soft skills and how the interpersonal relationships can play out in a patient encounter and interaction.
What is required for a student to become a pharmacy student?
Well, to become a pharmacy student, they have to go through a vetting process, admissions, and they have many criteria that they need to meet. So many programs are designed with prerequisites. Others accept right out of high school, and they have an opportunity to grow directly into the program. But beyond that, once they get into the Doctor of Pharmacy curriculum, it's a very aggressive and robust curriculum that teaches them many different skill sets and really teaches them in a way that they're going to be practicing in the future of pharmacy.
I've been working here 5 years now. As an intern, it's been 2. I'm in my 5th year of pharmacy school, and I love working here.
What about getting to know the customers?
I think it's crucial. I talk about it all the time in a lot of our classes. Getting to know them, build a rapport with them, they'll feel more open to talk to you about things, and you can delve deeper into problems that maybe they wouldn't otherwise tell you if you didn't know them.
Oh, it's a tremendous value. One, for the customers, you pick up things that you wouldn't if you didn't know the person. And for me, it's a very satisfying career to know all of my customers.
So we're fortunate enough to see our patients. We know our patients. We recognize them when they walk in the door. Healthcare is local. It's very local. We provide services that you can't through the mail, and I don't mean any disrespect to our postal carriers. Pharmacies, we know our patients. We have to be advocates for them and advocates for ourselves.
The local pharmacist has been, year after year, has been voted the second most trusted professional. Pharmacists are here to help the community to make the community healthier. And the only way we can do that is if we dispense the medications to our patients.
What I would like the public to know about local independent pharmacies is that they are invested in the community. They provide care for neighbors, basically. And so they have a higher level of interest and expectation and have a greater level of care for the individuals who are their patients.
The local pharmacist is your best line of defense for your prescription medications, whether it be checking for drug interactions, correct dosages, making sure that everything is compatible with your complete drug regimen, but we're also a steward of making sure that you're receiving the best price possible. It's something that the patient needs to be empowered to ask, and don't hesitate to ask us about pricing, that is this the best price I could be paying for this particular medication.
People should keep in mind that their local pharmacist is on the front lines. They're the most accessible person in their healthcare chain, and they're here to help them. And the access is what's most important. Generally, your local independent is the most accessible. So this is what we're hoping to get across and get more people talking and more people in speaking with their pharmacist.
The importance of a local pharmacy is having that relationship with people that have been in the community, that are your neighbors and families. They usually have a much better relationship with their doctors in that community and give you a better level of care.
Your local pharmacy is important because they're in your community. They're part of your family's friends and neighbors. They're local to you, and they know who you are. They know who your family is, and they know what your needs are. You can come into your local pharmacy and know everything about your kids and your children and your parents, so it really helps tie in for your total health care needs and outcomes when a pharmacist knows everything about your family and what they're taking and what they need from you to them.
The unique relationship between a patient and a pharmacist is that a patient sees the pharmacist more than any other healthcare professional across the spectrum. It gives them ample opportunity and multiple opportunities to discuss their concerns, their medications, and what might be of interest to them, what might be concerning them, and getting better advice more frequently is always a good thing.
We are always working, PISNI is always working to expand our scope of practice, to be able to serve our patients better and to have better health outcomes in the system, and especially in New York State at a lower cost.
I would like people to keep in mind that pharmacists are there to support them, to care for them, and that with improved working environment, they could do even more.
If people have questions like more information about the organization, what should they do?
They should visit our website at www.pisny.org.